So we will make the product form a little bit more user friendly. So we can see that the product name, we need a space here as well as the category ID. Plus we will add some validations where we want the product name and the category ID as a mandatory fields. So let's go back and let's add those validations. So let's start decorating our product name with a display attribute. So in the display we have the name, which is of type string. So let's have the name equal to product name. So this is more user friendly. We also want the product name as a required field. So let's add required, and we can have a error message, a custom error message. So let's add a custom error message stating that product name cannot be empty. Let's do the same for our category ID. Let us also add a placeholder to display the validation message for both the product name and the product category. So let's add a span tag, and let's add the ASP validation for, and this will be model dot product name. Similar to the product name, we need a placeholder for the category ID as well. We will also need to validate at our server side. So let's add some server side validations. So here we want to ensure that if the model state is valid, if it is valid, which means that we have passed a successful validation, then we want to save the data in our database and then return back to our product list. Else, if not, we would like to return the view with our product. So let's compile this. And let us run. Let's click on create new product. And let's click on the save product. Right, so we have a message, product name cannot be empty, and the value is invalid. Okay, so let us first add a user-friendly message And let's also add some styling to display this in the red color. Let us compile the application and run the solution. Let's click on the new product, click on the save product, and this time we can see that we have some styling applied to the validation message. Now let us add a custom validation on the server side that will prevent duplicate product names to be entered in the database. So let's go ahead and add a custom validation. Let's go to our product controller, and inside our create method, let's add some custom validation here. So we are going to use our DB context products, and we can use the from SQL raw to run an SQL statement against the product table and see if the product name exists in the table or not. So we can write query product name equal to or just let us use okay, let's continue with this. Right, and then we're going to return a to list. So this is going to give us the list of product call it as list product. Okay, and so let's check if the list product count dot count is greater than 0, which means that the product exists in the database. So in this case, we can leverage the add model error method of the model state to send back a validation message that there is already a product name defined in the database. So let's see how to accomplish that. So model state dot add model error, It is for the product name, and then our message, product name already exists. In table. And we are going to return our view, which is going to be the product. Okay. And we'll call this as end of validation. So let's compile and run. Well, we can also ensure that we take care of the spaces. Let's trim this as well. Okay. Create a product, and let's give it a name as product X. Category is 3. Let's save this. So we have a product XYZ and a product X. Let's again create a product XYZ. And let's give a category ID as 2. Save this, and you can see this time we have a validation appearing on the screen that product name already exists.